I just did this short video out in the yard, not what, within an hour, hot and sunny, and this moved in, boom. We weren't supposed to get rain till 8 o'clock. I mean, it's blasting out of the east, running straight down the window. And look at my rain gutter. I'm glad I mowed my yard, man. I used the window just at the right time. So welcome everybody. We're gonna have fun and show you before and after pictures of some things. Look at that. And a friend of mine I ran into at the flea market that I used to work with, she said we are supposed to get a lot of rain. So look at that, huh? Hi Lisa. Look at this. I cannot open this door because the rain is bucketing from the east today. It's weird. It comes from all directions around here. So we're going to show you some before and afters of the house. I pulled up some old pics. We're going to go outside and start off with a hellacious sudden rainstorm. You guys saw my video with the country music, hardworking man. Look at this. That fast. It changed. That fast. You can go look at my video. Look at that. It's already starting to pool up. Wow, that's something else. I don't know what is going on over there, but everybody in the world is at that house today. Look at all that water. That fast, folks. I mowed and raked and cleaned up. You like that golf cart? Isn't that cool? It looks like a Pontiac Le Mans or something. Look at this. Wow. That is amazing. My grass is growing like weeds. Totally growing like weeds. Now it's just going to really grow. I was going to wait till tomorrow. I'm glad I didn't. Look at that. One thing about Georgia, when it rains, it rains. Hi, Nellie. You're sunning in the buff. Well, I'm not going to run around in the buff in the rain, but it would feel good. I already took a bath and cleaned myself up. We're going to go in because it's blowing hard and I don't want spray all over the phone. Wow. That is unbelievable. I just did that video just before I took a bath, cleaned the toilets, put some laundry away, and was looking up and networking with my YouTube people on an auto part. The window control switch for my F-150 99, they want $166. That's insane for the left and the driver and the passenger window. A little control. A little control that looks like this. $166. Tell you, parts is highway frickin' robbery, folks. Hi, Kais, how are you? Welcome from the UK. Hello, waking man. Oh, it's pouring, dude. Pouring. $166. Then I had a friend of mine in Ohio show me Rock Auto for $65. Another friend of mine in South Carolina or North Carolina showed me one for 10 something on Rock Auto. So, wow, let's get this screen share off. I will be showing some things to y'all. Show you the house, the before and after of each room. Look at this. My gutter, I got to do something about that downspout. Half of it runs in the French drain. Half of it runs down the channel I dug for it. Really cool mess. Look at that. Wow, I mowed and it's getting watered. Dang. Dang. And the grass is growing where my deuce used to be parked. Because I got rid of that oak tree, the grass is encroaching on all that whole area was all bald dirt. Right up to even here. Now it's growing right towards the house. That's awesome. My grass is filling in. That centipede grass is awesome. Hey, Carl. Carl. Hello. It is. It's 0.23 on the, look at that. Anybody want to go surfing? The next Super Bowl will be in my backyard. Yeah, right. I can't fit 80,000 people back there. It's fun though. All right, let's do something. Let's turn on the lights. And let me start off with a picture, okay? Where is it? All right. So this is the kitchen. This is the kitchen before I did anything to it. You'll notice the stove is in a different place, okay? So we're gonna pull that off. You may think that looks good. That's 3 layers of sticky tile. I used a scraper that weighed a ton. I threw that bottom left and the right angular kitchen counter in the trash, all of it. The cabinets, you see how black they are? I hand sanded all those upper cabinets to this. We're gonna go back here. That's the kitchen today. That's what I've done. The stove is now over here. It used to be here. The sink used to be here. Had the angle cabinets, rotted, stinky, gross. Cabinet here, and a dishwasher that didn't work. Cabinet. I skill sawed the ends of this off. Have my plumber hook this up here. There was 8 feet of drain. Now it's right to the drain. They had a gas line here. They had one here with the old gas log. I said, I don't want the stove over there. So I did this, okay? Cinnamon, where are you at? Oh, the rain is pouring, folks. So let me show you that picture again. So this was the kitchen, right? That is looking, you see a mantle to the left there. Okay? So that was looking, whoops, I gotta figure this out. That was looking from here. That was looking from here. Let me show you how much I've done. This was the front door to the house. I took it out. Look at that. Man, that rain is just blasting on the east side of the house. Glad I got new windows. Took out the door, framed it off, reinforced it, put in a window. Built this wall, all of it. Salvaged the door. I'm going to show you the worst room in the house. You're going to love this. Is anybody hearing me at all? So I put in this. I put in that. I bought 40s for $50. They're out of a 1950s house by the old Dixie Cup plant. And I gutted these. I heat gunned them off, stripped them all the way. These things were covered in grease. I ripped the contact paper, which got most of the grease. Dead cockroaches. Soaked the hardware in soap. Chrome hardware. A little bit of rust, but I still salvaged it. And I sanded a light sand on the doors and varnished them, and it came out hot, and I did the cabinet in a green. How much do you think a cabinet like that would cost today? How much could I sell this for redone? Ladies, tell me. This cabinet, as it is. Now, I didn't put the shelves back. I got the hardware. I got to finish sanding the shelves. So I put a shelf in there. How much could I get for that kitchen cabinet today? It's a 50s. It's actual real wood, no particle. How much would that go for? Done, finished. What would you guys pay for a 1950s original with the unique hinges and hardware? I paid $50 for 4. The body was in good shape, but they were just gross. Let's see if we got any chat. I hope chat didn't shut off. That would suck. Anne-Marie, how are you? Why did the chat shut down? I hate it when it does that. I'm going to look out the window and see what's going on. Good grief. It is raining. Hello, Elizabeth. How are you? Can you hear me? Can you see me? This whole house was white. Hello, call sign. This whole house was covered over in that crappy, I call it mobile home paneling. All of it. This wall was in here. Gas log was right here. I'm like, why do you have an entryway and a gas fireplace and all this wide open? It made no sense. I thought, we're going to get rid of that. I built a wall. That could be a bedroom. Not legally, but it could be a makeshift bedroom for, say, two sisters. Let me show you this room. Oh, good. Well, let me show you the worst room in the house. You guys are going to love this. You will not believe this. All right. So I'm going to stand here, and I'm going to show you. Let me do a panorama. This is what I've done to it. No window, I put that in. No window, I put that in. There was a door here. There was, you can see the outline, a washing machine, a hot water heater cabinet, all the way to the ceiling, washer, dryer, and a closet. The rats had chewed 6 inches of the studs in the wall, wide open, all the way around this room. This was the closet door. The door to the kitchen was right here. Okay? This was not here. Before the teacher had moved in that rented for 15 months, I built this. I put tongue and groove ceiling. I put iron pipe to hold clothes and built a shelf. I did all that myself. I did all this myself. I had my electrician install the ceiling fan. That was needed. I need to wipe the blades off. I salvaged and restored this cabinet and put that up. Tina loved this room. She picked out these nautical curtains. This looks into the laundry room. You do have a little bit difficult, but you can tip the windows back and you're going to escape out of here. Now, let me show you the picture. You guys ready for this? Standing here, okay, remember there was a door, right? There was a door where that shiplap is, and to the left, there was a door to the kitchen. Are you ready? Look at this. This is this room. Look at that, huh? Can you see the holes in the wall? Can you see the rotted molding? Can you see the nasty flooring? This room was gross. It had the giraffe flooring, and it was gross. It was nasty. I reframed every single wall in here, except this. This was the old outside wall of the house. Then they added the addition, and they opened this to go to the hallway and the bathroom. I closed that off. So this is the room now. Totally different. I bought a 100-year-old door. You can tell. It's got the hex key, the old lock. This is still good. I just need to find the old either glass or iron doorknob. $10. All I did was do a scuff sand and I put a varnish on it. Gave it another 100 years. So this room is nice. Smear's got some flaws to it. It's aged and scratched, but it adds character. This was a dresser I had in Colorado. I stripped it all the way down to the bare wood, put a varnish on it, and I bought bronze knobs and made it very cool. This was a yard sale for $10 in Colorado. You could probably get $100 in the store for that. Dark wood on the sides. Dark, very cool. They actually used old wood molding. Somebody made this out of leftover lumber. And that came out nice. It's 0.23. And thank you, guys. So let me go on. This is Bourbon Street. See if we can get the light off of there. That's Bourbon Street down in Orleans. I found that very cool painting. But yeah, Tina loved this room. I talked to her on the iPhone video today. If you have Apple to Apple, you can do a video call, which is awesome. So let me show you the kitchen one more time. Actually, let's go back. So you saw the mantle. This is looking from this way. This is the kitchen back when I moved in. That ugly white paneling all through here. The cabinets were black. That was skin oil, awful stain. I hand sanded them to this. Salvaged all these. The green, that's a drawer front somebody mounted. I left it. Did house red on the trim, the outside color. Put in this aluminum window, the draft. AC or heat, in the winter I'd feel the cold suck through. In the summer the heat would roll out of here. I insulated, tore the wall open, redid everything. And they painted over the old knotty pine, which was crappy and damaged it. So I just painted over it. Built the pantry. This was not here. I salvaged some of the old knotty pine that was good. And I built a 4-shelf pantry. This is a 1930s door. I've been stripping the knob. Spent 4 hours heat gunning this. Stained and varnished. It was the perfect. Would you believe I bought this door after I had already made the opening? And all I did, the opening was here. I shimmed it, and the door was a perfect dang fit. God, it's so good. It does. It does. Thank you. Now let me take you to the dining room. So this is the dining room. I did all this. I tore this wall down completely. This was not part of the original add-on. This was all one room. It was pink floral wallpaper with a weird side light for the front door this way. The studs were not 8 foot, they were 4 foot, clapped with 2 butt pieces and another. It was awful. This door was white. There was crap all over the glass. It was right here and it opened in. This is what it looked like when I bought the house. Okay, that's looking from the front of the living room towards the red door I just showed you on the left, and you see the opening to the left of the kitchen. You can see that ugly, nasty carpeting that was in here. It was brown, stained from traffic and God knows what. So this is looking at it from a different angle. They had this gay closet in the living room, okay? The fan is still there. The blades are droopy and it runs at a slow speed and it's got one light bulb and it's crap, no glow. I got a fan in a box. I'm gonna have my electrician install that and throw that. You can see the paneling's been ripped. They damaged it. There was so much damage to this house. See the side light above the closet? That was in the wall. Now, let me show you the living room. Well, let me show you the dining room first. This is the dining room I just showed you. That little square there on the left, past the plug outlet, is the access to the bathtub pipe. And that's the window. And once again, ugly carpeting and tile that I ripped out. This is the dining room now. This is looking at that same corner where the tub access was. I did the shiplap and paneling, and I did all kinds of eclecticity. Did my own moldings. I put my hot and cold water lines up in here and made boxed out bigger trim. This was the outside. There was paneling painted white all through the house. I ripped it all down. It was awful. And this is the dining room. Dr. Indy, I'm so sorry for that. The puzzle dome space. Now let me show you the living room. Let me show you the living room before we go in there. Let's do that living room one more time. I'm going to show you some things that are going to make you just aghast. Okay, that's the living room. Looking towards where I'm standing. That's picture one. That's picture two. Now let's show the room. I gutted the room. Gutted it. All the walls. Right down to the studs. And the cement block. Okay, this is the front. I did all the casement. I did all the casement. All this. All this. Sheetrocked it. This was all paneled. That goes paneling. Took out the glass door here. Put in a steel door and made the entryway of the porch. I'm going to show you the porch in a minute. I made my own slope moldings, overhanging. Kind of got that idea from living in China. I did the African American theme with the art. Did all my moldings. Did the sheetrock. Got to fill in some holes because I rearranged some of the pictures. Put the door in the middle. Reframed this whole wall and double strengthened it. Did this in a very dark wainscoting, not the thin, but the thick stuff. And I painted it, or did a dark stain. Changed all the windows. Now I did have a company put in the big windows and the side windows. But I did all this. Took out the ugly carpeting, scraped the tile. I like the floor just like this. I bleach mopped it 1,000 times. I want to put a clear coat over that if it's possible, where it looks like it's wet. I got to find out if I can do that. If not, I'll leave it that way and I just have an area rug here. I think I paid $20 for that at Rose's. And I love that purple. This is the last of the 4 cabinets that I'm working on. The shelves. These are the doors. I had to clean them off. $50 for 4 cabinets. Oh, Cinnamon, they tear up a place. Cruella, Tina, Lynx. How is everybody? And if I missed anybody, hello. So that's the living room. Let me show you the front porch before we go out there. You guys are going to have fun. This is the front porch, okay? That doorway is looking into this living room from the other end of the porch. That's the kitchen window with those fake shutters. Okay? 5 big sliding glass door individual panels across the front of the house with lattice. I thought, gosh, that's got to go. Ugly. It leaked right there by the door with a valley and the roof join, and it leaked. The carpet was mildew, stunk. First thing I did was call the roofers and have them put a new roof in. Now, I don't have a light hooked up in here, so I apologize. But this is what I did to the porch. It was all open all the way. First thing I did was build a wall. Put a steel deadbolt and locking door. Framed it. Then I came in and ripped all this out. Reframed the whole wall. Put in a window. I got a storage room entryway just like the Midwest. You know, if this was in Minnesota, you can dump off your snow, put your hat, jackets, snow shovels, and you go in the house. This was closed all the way out to that wall. I opened it up and made a curb appeal house. This was open 10 feet wide to that room I just showed you. This was open to where the pantry now is. I framed it, and said, no more of that. Now look at this. Now you got a porch you can sit out on. I'm not done with this. I'm still going to do some things. I almost thought it'd be cool to get some black wrought iron bars in here, make it look like the county jail, and then screen it off so you could kind of have a lanai like they do in Florida. Took out the crappy window, the gay shutters, redid this, pulled out a bunch of dead wires that went to nowhere. And my friends stand down here and tug on wires, and I'm in the attic. He said, where does that go? I said, it's dead, nothing. He said, I'll clip it, pull it. Oh, that was fun. He's down here, pull it, okay. So this was gross. I tore out all that ugly carpeting, Man, I had a mess of stuff out of here. I made more dump runs, $5 a dump run. So, this here, I gotta catch up with y'all. Thank you, Lynx. But just give her their, what are you saying, doctor? You funny. So this here, I want to show you, when I bought the house in 2020, that's coming up my driveway. They got lattice strapped to the breaker box. On the other side of it is the yucca that is now 8 feet tall in my backyard. If you look down by the bottom of that lattice, that little tree is the one I kept tripping over that I transplanted that's now 9 feet tall. That oak, if you look at that oak to the left, you cannot tell by the picture, but it's 3 to 4 feet around at the trunk. I had it moved out, cut down, $4,200 by the tree service. If I did not, the spring of 2024, Helena would have knocked that straight from the southeast, crushing the entire bulk of this house. It would have destroyed it, totaled it. So God moved on me. I just felt like I've got to get this tree out of here. Then we have a hurricane and we don't have it. So now I can't go out and show you what it looks like. The front door's gone. See that stub roof? See how it's rotted? First thing I did is I cut it and ripped it off and pulled the pillars out. Those pillars have been reused as headers over doors in the house. Got rid of that business door. That's the red 2x4s at the end of the front porch. This house was disgusting, people. Now, let me show you the laundry room where we're going to go. I don't have a picture of that in here, but I want to show you the laundry room because I'm going to show you the outside. Oh my gosh, it's coming down. Dang. All right, let me know when I need to build an ark, Lord. That is the little tree by the front door. And I don't think I can do this. But those yucca, one of those yucca, actually I can do it from here. That one yucca was 2 feet tall by the front door. It gave birth to that. Now they're pushing 8 feet, and there's the tree. Look at all the water. And I mowed this. Wow, it's blowing from the west now. The fence is all wet. I raked under those trees and cleaned it up real good. I should build a big, giant, massive boat, bigger than the ark that just floats. Make it so thick if it bumps anything, it won't damage it, and it can just bob around the ocean forever. That'd be awesome. Like, what is that? Michael's house. Today it's in the Atlantic. Tomorrow it's going to go through the Drake Passage. Bah, bah, bah. That'd be funny. So this is the laundry room door. This is what it looked like from the outside when I bought the house. See that wire hanging down? See that side window? The door had 4 inches of the bottom missing. All the rats just ran freely in and out. That cement right there, I crab walked it with a pickaxe, the left side, the right side, from there all the way to the front, and put it out in front of the front porch as a step up to the porch. That is outside the room here. Now the back room was nasty. The back room, which is that, was this. The windows were broken. The siding's coming off. The plywood underneath was rotted. There was 6 to 8 inches of chia seeds in between the studs, the outside siding and the inside drywall from cockroaches pooping in there. The termites had zeroed in on quite a few of the studs. I tore apart that room in sections. I would do the inside. I ripped all the sheetrock and insulation out, cleaned everything, sprayed it, let off a couple roach bombs, and blasted the room for a year. And I started 8 feet to 12 feet at a time, replacing studs. And I do T111 siding, like you see here. That yucca was there, but I didn't know you could transplant it, so I uprooted it. And you can see the dirt is all the way up against the siding, mounded up. I had to grade that. And now, there was a foot or more of dirt. I had to go all the way down to the foundation and get my contractor rake. I shoveled it and graded it back. Yeah, I live in the house. I'm in it. Yes, this is my house. I did all this by myself, folks. I'm not making any of this up. So I get mad at these scumbucket trolls that get on here and act like they're tough. None of them could do this. None of them. My grass has come back. My yard has come back. I pushed the jungle all the way to the back fence. Cleaned up the poison ivy. Man, now it's getting a good watering. This wasn't here. This was ugly. There were 3 ugly aluminum frame windows here. Thermal pane, they were all sweated up and fogged. The cold and the heat would come in here bad. I tore this whole wall open. Tina was living here. She went out and did something. She came home like, oh my gosh, you got it all done. All done, sided up, painted, and the window in by the end of the day. Oh my gosh. I would do stuff like that. Isn't that fun? Links, the only work I'm interested in doing is giving a beautiful woman a shoulder and neck and a back massage. I'm tired. I need me a lover. I'll work for the woman in this house. That stuff is hard work. But I wanted to show you that. I'll show you some other pictures. This, show you my bedroom. This was my bedroom. Not too bad, but it was that paneling, footprints all over the wall, ugly carpet, stained and gross. Okay? That's my bedroom. Get a good look at that. Now let's show you the bedroom. You talk about transformation. Watch this. Steel door, deadbolt and lock. All the walls gutted. Sheetrocked. Shiplapped. Molded. And look at it now. And a proper window. And proper blinds. I got the brown blinds. I cannot find those anymore. They had them at Walmart. I hate those white blinds. And I love the brown. They look more mature and good for the house. About this, did a sanding on it, Art Deco. The knobs do not match. They put those on. I cannot find the width of a proper handle. This is a veneer, but I was able to save it. Tina wanted that. I said, no, that's mine. Well, thank you, Carl. I live in a neighborhood where it doesn't rise much. It is kind of a crummy neighborhood. Well, thank you, Lynx. I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but I'm content enough to keep going on and do what I do. I didn't do any projects today. My yard was the project. Nobody's bothered me here. There was a guy murdered and dropped in the driveway of the yard right next door to me just before I bought this. He was trying to break into the house. Georgia has a stand your ground, and the guy dropped him right there. This is what happens. I'm sorry to say, FAFO. You mess around on somebody's property in Georgia, they're going to shoot you, and nobody's going to get in trouble if they're trying to break in or bring you harm. So if you're going to come to Georgia to play, you better be ready to pay. Yeah, Lynx, I'll have to do that. I'm my problem is I'm so busy at work. I come home, and when I used to work for the schools, I had more holidays off, so that's when I did my projects. People think I get off work and do all this. Oh no. When I had spring break, I rocked out the wall between the dining room and the living room. Spring break or winter break, I put in the windows in the back bedroom. I did a lot, man. There were 4 windows in that room. I did 2, one on the left, one on the right. That back room had a closet that was accessed from the outside. Half the door was missing. And the woman who lived here, her stilettos and her dresses and photographs were all in there, piled up, jumbled up, damaged by weather. This room was a mess. The room is done. I'm just using it as my workshop. Wow, look at that. Got a river running out of man, the yard's pulling up. They said 0.3 of rain. Bull, I bet you were 2 inches already. So there are 2 small windows here, 2 very large here. And I had them installed. They replaced. And he said they were termite damage. I'm like, son of a gun. So I ripped down this room. There was a small closet here. You see the old beam? And they had a closet. This was the closet. The back door. Nice. Somebody could break in. You wouldn't know it. I'm like, that's stupid. This is out of here. I framed it off. And I made it part of the closet for the bedroom. Did shelves. Somebody gave me that lamp. The only problem is these are 8-foot ceilings. I don't know if that's going to work. And I think it's missing parts. I could hang it over the dining room table, but I don't know. Might be a pain in the butt. I'm not messing with that. My electrician does that stuff. That was the kitchen window. I kept it because it's 1950s aluminum. Pretty cool. I took this, was the closet door here. I got to finish up, do a lot of detail. But I built this, and it could be a master bedroom, but it doesn't have a bathroom. Of course, it wouldn't be that hard to shove a toilet and a shower in here. Sewer's in the backyard anyway. But yeah, thank you. That room is my carpentry, make a mess room. In the winter, I can have the sawdust flying in there, shut the door. If the heat's not running, it won't suck it up the vent. So that's the house. It was a sight to behold. That's what I pulled up to in January 2020. It was raining, down tree limbs off that oak. And now that salamander blue, that door's gone, this place, it does. It really does. But then when you're in here, and that's what fools people. And get this, the lady that I rode with for 1 year on a sped bus, she said, "Where do you live?" And I told her. She goes, "No way." And she said, and then we came by the house because we had to drop off a student down here. She said, Mike, my friend lived in the house. I said, I mentioned the name of all the mail I'm getting. Yes. She goes, Mike, the house was gross. There were rats and mice, cockroaches. She was a hoarder, Mike. I'd go in just the front part of the house. It was nasty. I said, you need to come in here and look what I've done. Black woman, she came in here and she goes, oh my gosh. She saw the back room. She's, Mike, I can live in this place. I've got to show my friend. She's got to see what you've done. I said, she won't recognize it. I said, I took all of Augusta out of it. You realize you got the Great Lakes. You got the Southwestern. You've got Eclectic. All the places I've lived, there's touches of it. All built into this house. I love it. Thank you, Emily. That's not paneling. This is individual boards. That's what they made in the 50s, knotty pine. And I salvaged them. That stuff's a premium. If you find it in good shape, they want a lot of money for it. There's some houses that the people don't like it. So they're taking it out and throwing it. Some are learning, sell it. No, I love this place. This has got me written all over it. The day that I leave, I'm going to cry. Because I wish I could take this and put it somewhere else. But guess what? The Lord willing, if I get another place, I will wood it up again. Because I like character and I like charm. Look what I did to this door. This door was in that room when it was crappy. Look what I did. I heat gunned it. Some of it wouldn't come off. This door is from 1953. You can tell it's been painted numerous times. Paint, blue, red. And I just thought, you know what? Leave it. I painted the incense green. The other side I did red. I like the distressed look, man. Cedar plank chest is awesome. I look like Mr. Hi, Richard. You know, I never watched South Park. So yeah, flea market stuff. Let's talk about flea market stuff. This is very old. Let me see if I can show you this. This is interesting. I bought this when Tina lived here. She had a Keurig, one of those individual coffee maker things. So this I bought. I think he wanted $35. This is very old. 1908, Cadillac desk table. Cadillac Cabinet Company, Detroit, Michigan. You can see somebody oversprayed and really jacked it up. One of these days, I'm going to pull this gay Formica. It's heavily chipped into the wood in places. But I'm going to pull this and I'm going to heat gun it and strip it down. That is very heavy and it is solid, and I want to bring that back to life, and it will not be in the kitchen when I'm done. That has been ruined. They painted it green. It was a doctor's office medicine cabinet. I like it. It's unique. Bought that, same place I bought this. Kind of like an IKEA, the metal, different colored drawers. The flea market has been my friend. $5, smelled like piss. It was brown, it was gross. I heat gunned it, stripped it. The top came off. It came off revealing the green. And I sanded it and did a varnish. Doesn't smell like pee. Doesn't smell like mold. So, ladies, help me out. I want you to look at this. It's just a crude little one-door cabinet. Clean. No rot. It's got the green. So I paid $5. How much could I sell that for now that I've redone it? Sometimes this drawer sticks a little bit. There we go. How much could I get for that? Your guys' opinion. I'm not going to sell it because I like it. Things that I work on, I keep. Except for one thing. I sold a chest of drawers to my moderator. He bought it for his wife's birthday that I reworked. You think $200 for that end table, Sheepish? That seems high. But, man, if I got $100, I'd be shocked. But flea market, man, I bought a lot of stuff. Everything in my room is from the flea market. All the pictures and mirrors and things on the wall. Dang. $89, Jesser. Wow. Yeah, when I work hard on something, I don't want to part with it. Of course, I worked hard on that dresser. I was going to keep it. E-Rock offered me a handsome sum for it. I took it. So I hope you guys don't mind me showing that. I did it because it's my heart. I'm not done. I still got stuff to do. The bathrooms are the hardest to work on. It did not have a picture of that bathroom. That bathroom was nasty. It's much better. I just need to put a sink and cabinet in there, caulk the shower vinyl that I put up, and I'm done. Soda Stream, baby. This thing's actually kind of fun. Tonight is chicken. Ground chicken. All right, let's get out the big boy. Excuse me. Let's get out the big boy frying pan. Yeah. I'm gonna cook up some ground chicken. A friend of mine in New Hampshire bought me this as a housewarming gift, as well as several other saucepans. Green Life. Very nice. I want a smaller house. It's too big for me. The original house is what I'm standing in. The kitchen, the utility room. I turned the back porch into the laundry room. This was the utility laundry room. Had my plumber come and we turned the plumbing to the laundry room. Lower slab, that way if the washer or something blew, water ain't gonna run all over in here. Turn that into a bedroom. This house was 23 by 27. What I wouldn't give to buy this size house with all this woodwork, man, I don't want a big place. 2 bedrooms, that's it. One for a guest, or a possible rent, and just a simple, solid home with character. You're from New Hampshire, right on. I can't remember the name of the town he's in. He told me, and I cannot remember the name of it. But Emily, they got some great, he'll post pictures of his car shows. New England's got some awesome car shows with the classics. Got you, Emily. Hi, Lori. How are you? Hey, Mark. I apologize for not seeing you right away. Sometimes I look at your little icons And I'm going to cook ground chicken, Morton salt, Great Value Italian seasoning, Great Value garlic powder. We will be putting in some Mahatma jasmine rice. Heat up in the Mikey for 90 seconds. Supposed to kind of break it up in the bag. It gets kind of firm. And I will be doing a steam bowl. Bird's eye, by the way, is the best frozen. Broccoli, carrots, snap peas, water chestnuts. Love that. 4 minutes, 30 seconds. And I will be putting in my black beans with that. I like to make what I call goulash. I like mixtures of things. You got your meat, you got your veggies, and you got your grains. Hey, Dr. Manis, how are you? I'm good, Lori Tea Garden. I like that. That's a cute name. I would love to have a tea garden. If I was more industrious and things weren't so expensive, it'd be fun to build a raised pagoda in that backyard, well made, and I wish I could have the rafters come down like China, and the doorway and an all screen and have tiki torches, citronella candles, and you could sit in there, no bugs, and just watch a Georgia night. Man, would that be cool. Cool. Play Oriental music. Prop my samurai against the wall. But that's expensive. Hello, Mark. How's life where you're at? Hey, if everybody don't mind, hello, Chris. Everybody do state roll call. Post your state. This is Georgia right here. Let's go. We know Emily's New Hampshire. We know that Dr. Manis is from Canada, out in one of the Great Lakes on an island. Very cool. Give us our state roll call, everybody. Wow, that rain came down in bucket torrents today. All right, what am I going to do with this? There we go. Nope, that goes there. That goes there. I need... Where's our roll call? Lori's from Illinois. Joshua, Rochester. Beth is Pennsylvania. Dr. Manis, Manitoulin Island. Now remind me again. Lake Huron or Lake Erie? Lake Huron, right? North Carolina. Jeff, I didn't know you were from NC. You think I would have known that by now? Mark keeps saying hi. Mark! I have a high metabolism, so I do consume food. That is why I look so young at 60. My high energy has been my friend, and my metabolism has kept me from ever gaining unnecessary weight. And that's a blessing. Most people do not have that in their favor. And yes, whenever I'm dealing with fresh chicken, I wash my hands repeatedly until it's cooked to avoid salmonella poisoning. Do not want to get that stuff. see how much. They'll say we got .1 rain, and I'll go, no, we didn't. The amount of rain in that yard, we got a couple inches at least. Yeah, it was getting hot here too, but now, today, threw me. We were supposed to get rain till 8. I wonder what's going to happen at 8. Dang. This was just the commercials before the movie, I think. I thank everybody for coming. I'm not done. I'm going to chat. I'm going to eat and chat. Forgive me. See what it's doing outside. All right, it's lightened up a little bit. Standing water. My truck got washed for the 50th time this week. $166 for this. That's ridiculous. I went to O'Reilly. I had a gift card for $25. He said, I can get one on Wednesday. It'll be $166. I said, don't order it yet. Let me look. Bob Rules found one for $65 on Rock Auto. Nate found one on Rock Auto for 10 something, $5 or $6 shipping. And then I was having Brianna try to hunt me down some stuff. So we'll see. I'm sorry, that switch there, $10 to me. $10. That's the window control in an F-150, 99. Really, Lori? Well, welcome all of you. We like to have people from all over. That's what makes life fun. I've been through Illinois and Chicago and Joliet a few times in my life. Springfield. I remember driving in 1986 in a 62 Chevy pickup, straight 6 4-speed stick, with a wraparound windshield, no windshield washers. And the grasshoppers in corn country were terrible. My windshield would get covered. Like every 30 miles, I had to pull off in a gas station when they had the old squeegees just to clean my glass off. I remember how humid there was. And as I got closer to Chicago, the humidity increased. I said, it's got to be because of Lake Michigan. And at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm driving down Lakeshore Drive, not knowing where I'm going, look at all the skyscrapers. That was a trip. That was a learning experience for me. Coming from Prescott, Arizona. Hello, sir. From Russia, how are you? You know, Emily, there's some truth to that. Sir, I forgot your name because I don't know how to pronounce the Russian. How are you doing? What do you think of Central Illinois? Lori, what do you think of it? Do you like it? Somebody said Illinois is cheap if you stay far from Chicago. That used to be the Walmart music for some reason. That little smiley face and rollback stuff. I remember that. I remember when Walmart actually used to be a good place to go. The friendliness, the greeters, the rollbacks, even that is not the same. It's just become corporate cutthroat. Can we go back to the future? Michael J. Fox's mother trying to hit on him back in the 50s. Now that's funny. What was the name of the guy that created the Back to the Future? What was the name of the mad scientist? Anybody remember his name? Ella. Well, hello, Ella. Thank you. That's awesome. Welcome from Russia. Welcome to a chat with a good, friendly community, and we have people from all over the place in here. We do like that. We got people from the Caribbean, South Africa, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, Scotland, Ireland, the UK. I have yet to ever online meet somebody from Iceland. I wonder why. I wonder why. Ella, that's cool. Yeah, Lori, now that I know, and that's sad. I lived in Colorado, which was blue. I grew up in California. That's turned really blue, sadly. Minnesota's blue. Georgia was blue just after I got here. We swung it back. The problem is, and I'm going to say it as direct as I can, the population that's having the most kids are not red voters. We'll just put it like that, in Georgia. So it's only a matter of time before Georgia just swings blue. And that's sick. Georgia was always historically red. Lori, I don't have any desire to be on this earth forever. I want to go home. I want to go to heaven. But I hear you. Hello, but why I haven't seen you in a minute? Hey, Ella, I don't know the words, but there's a song from your country. La, 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 la. Na 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 na. That is one of my favorite pieces of music. I was in 5th grade, hyper kid. My teacher, Mr. Glendy, had a record on the record player, and that piece of music came on. I didn't know what it was. It was classical. Hi, Paula. Well, Lori, praise God. What is the name of that song, Ella? It's Russian, and it's beautiful. Another favorite of mine, Ella, is Tchaikovsky and the Nutcracker Suite. Tchaikovsky is legendary. His music continues to move me to this day. Russia had some great, great composers. Mussorgsky, I believe Dvorak. Not sure where Mendelssohn is from. Yeah, I mowed it. And Paul, did I say Paul? Paula. I mowed it, raked it. I did that video. You saw how sunny and hot it was. Within 30 minutes, the heavens burst, and we probably got 2 inches of rain. It just blew me away. Look at this. Look at this, Paula. You got to see this. Oh, your comment just flashed up. Get it, Michael? Look at this. I mowed it. You saw how sunny it was in the video. Look at this. Now the sky's clearing again, but check it out. Standing water. Standing water in the grass. Girl, that's a puddle. Let me get my finger on it. Right there. A little lake right here where the old oak tree was. Look at that. Yeah. It was coming down like a barn burner. look, it's a robin. Hi, Robin. You're the only woman that come to visit me today. See the robin? They're looking for wormies. Oh, the rain's gonna bring out all their dinner. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Why is there a gnat walking around on my screen? Get off. Oh, the mosquitoes are in heaven and they are going to come after me with a vengeance. My burn barrel. I have to show you something. I'm so sad. Oh my gosh, there's water all over the place. My burn barrel had a funeral today. Whoa, I better minimize that. Look at my truck bed. Look at that. My poor burn barrel. So rusted, all I did was lean it outside and stand on it. It just collapsed. Time to get a new one. Now the grass can reseed itself there. Look at that, it flooded in the middle of the yard. Look at that. And even out here, wow, I gotta look at this. Oh yeah, spongy. Spongy. Ooh, wow, it really did come down. They're not gonna tell me that's 0.3. Wow. Yeah, there's water in the grass. Look at that. I'm saying we probably got a few inches out of that one. That was a lot of water. Be interesting to see what the weather app says later on when it updates. Oh yeah, squishy. And even with all that rain this week, it didn't do it like that, so. Rain! Yep, pool. They feel vibrant. Do they really? But why? I did not know that. The robin is? Paula, we get cardinals here. I'd never seen them before. The cardinals are a brilliant red. They're beautiful. I love watching the cardinals, and they love my yard. If it wasn't for them damn squirrels, I hate them squirrels. I would definitely put a bird feeder, but the squirrels would destroy it and hog it all. All right, let's get this chicken situated. We're gonna cut the heat off for a minute. Spice it up. Put some olive oil on that. Cook up those 4-minute, 30-second veggies. I want to thank you guys for being my faithful fans. You guys are an incentive to me to keep on going with the channel and have fun with it. And I like to be creative in my own way with the music and the skits, with the Hogan's Heroes theme and stuff like that. It's fun. I mean, who else are you going to see put a colander on their head and walk around their kitchen? It's nighttime. It's 6:31 p.m. here, Ella. What time is there now? Hi, King Spud. I put the wood fence up, yes. Hurricane Helene destroyed. It was already destroyed, but it was upright and covered in vegetation and vines and thorns and roses and ivy and poison. I got a scar from tearing that out. I got it in sumac. That was literally weeks while I'm off work, tearing up, stumping, pulling the stumps so I can put in a new fence. That yard has improved 100% since I bought the house. My neighbor told me, I'm glad you're my neighbor. He said, that yard looks so bad. Your yard looks so bad, Mike. I put up my privacy fence because I got tired of looking at it. 1:32. So you're 7 hours ahead of me. Wow. What part of Russia are you in, Ella? And I hope you'll come back and join us. Yes. That's really awesome. I do have a curiosity about Russia in some senses of the word. They gave to us a lot of classical music. That yard needs baby goats. Oh man, they tear it up, Michelle. Ground chicken, steaming some veggies in the microwave. Got some black beans, and I'm gonna cook some Mahatma white jasmine rice and mix it all up. It's gonna get cozy tonight. Everybody's jumping in the frying pan. All right, let's get a little salt. Get a little garlic, make a little love, get it down tonight. Italian seasoning, that's it. All right, this we can put in there as soon as I stir the pot. I seem to like to stir the pot. A little olive oil. I usually cook the chicken until the water evaporates out of it. Thaw it in the fridge for a night. Then I add the oil once the chicken gets just a little bit dry. Then we'll mix in all the stuff, and away we go. Needs a little salt. Nope, just right on. Leave it. Perfect. Somebody said I'll make somebody a good husband someday, but I don't know. You know, I'm honest. You know, as much as I love people, all of us, we need space from people. No matter how much you love somebody, you need space from people. More cowbell. I want a cowbell. I've been looking for one. I want some noisemakers for the channel. I want to get one of those little toilet. Remember in the 90s? I want one when a troll comes in the room. Where, Tiny? Tiny, how are you? Hey, PB&J. Oh, curry? I need to get some curry. The only problem with curry, when I lived in Hong Kong and I meet people from India, they eat a lot of curry and it funkies up their BO. Men and women, that curry, they eat so much of it, it comes out in their sweat. But you did remind me to get some paprika. I gotta start using this stuff. Morial steak seasoning, yes. All right, now we're gonna be careful with this mess. Last time I dribbled hot water all over my foot. That was such an amazing experience. Should have heard the stuff that came flying out of my lips. And yes, God's not done with me yet. Still a work in progress. Then shove this in here. Let's cut the heat off for a minute. Yeah. Put the rice in there. There'll be enough, hopefully, for leftovers. Depends. Sometimes I'll eat the whole skillet. Time cook 90 seconds, boom. And because I can use this on this pan, now some people don't like black beans, I do. So I will toss them in there. Not everybody's into that. There's an old song by Paul McCartney on the album Wings at the Sound of Speed, or the Speed of Sound, the Sound of Speed. is called Cook in the House. When I was a kid, I loved that song. I had that album. I didn't buy it. It just, I think my sister had it. She gave it to me. You could hear the pots steaming and boiling in the background. Cook in the House. And yep, I wash dishes as I go. I'm a little bit anal that way. I don't like mess to build up on me. I wash my dishes before I go to bed or leave the house to go to work. It's psychological. I come home, there's not a bunch of stuff waiting to be done. I discipline myself to do my laundry Friday evening so it's done. And you may think I don't have a problem with laziness. Sometimes I do. The heat here does it. Well, a lot of Southerners do not have a lot of high energy. I've noticed that. Absolutely, Paula. You got to wash. Paula, am I allowed to ask you what's your height and weight? Is that okay? If it's not, then I understand. I'm 154 right now and 5'8". But why? We've been eating these beans for years. Shoot. When I was a kid, baked beans, oh, that was sinful. Now, I'm going to run this out the door right now. This has got the chicken flat in it. Gonna be a cool night. Just let me hold you by the firelight. If it don't feel right, you can go. Oh, come on over tonight. Anybody remember that song? 6'3" and 220, 5'5" and 129. Wow, Paula. Just my height. Perfect cuddler. Perfect cuddling fit. Blazing Saddles, that was a trip. That was funny. Alright, then we switch it out. Turn off the heat. Beans are heated. Stir the pot. You can go. Come on over tonight. Come on over. Who sang that? Was that John or Dan Cooley and another guy? There was two guys on that. You know, that was when music was just calm, easy to sing, and nice. All right, folks. I know you women are probably better cooks than me. They couldn't get away making that movie. Check it out. What's your thoughts, folks? Now that's what I call a good, hearty dinner. Nobody gave me that idea, I just did it. Was that Paul Davis sang that song? Or no? Yep, I put garlic in it, Italian seasoning, paprika, and some salt. Now that's what I call, good grub. That'd be good cowboy food. You ride the range all day and you come in and you got that. That's a little bit of heaven, man. Hearty, you got meat. You could do this with beef too. You could do this with beef. Beef has gotten so dang expensive. That Purdue ground chicken is $3 something at Aldi's, and that's not bad. I think beef is what? $8, $7.50 a pound? That's insane, folks. That is not right. Just let me hold you by the firelight. If it don't feel right, you can go. Come on over tonight. Hi, Mr. Russell. How are you? Cool night was 1981. I thought it might have been the 70s. Hi, Blondie. All right. I think I'm going to switch up and eat at my table and talk to you guys at the same time. Oh, man. That was awesome. You guys might hear some noise by the, because in the dining room, right inside between the bathroom and the dining room is the AC unit, so you will hear it blowing when it kicks on and off. Humidity is up there. Everybody at the flea market was talking about the mosquitoes and how they are just crazy, ridiculous. Since I got rice, I ate with a spoon. I know that sounds silly, but yeah, when it was raining earlier, I noticed that somebody, so now the sun's coming out again, but I see the thunderhead still building. It's going to be an interesting night tonight. Hi, folks. You're tuned in to Michael. Ella, you still here? It's late where she's at. I want to say something. I think it's neat that we live in an age where we can communicate with people around the world. When I was a kid, you couldn't do that. Some people had pen pals. And they'll talk to somebody like in South Korea, and a month would go by, and they'd be so excited to get a letter. Remember that, Paula? Now it's instant. Hi, Chad. And now I like it when Ella from Russia can walk into this room, and a lot of rooms aren't very nice. I've tried to enter conversations. Nobody will acknowledge me. That bothers me. Why have chat if you're not even gonna talk to any of your people? Hi, Neil. 11:47 p.m. in Scotland. You're staying up late, Neil. Well, welcome. Chad, where are you at again? 45. Oh my gosh. Pole, Alaska. That's awesome. France. This is good. I love snap peas. Lord, thank you for the food. Thank you for the rain. Thank you for my chat family. Life is good. That was a Chinese spy. Oh, so you're responsible for that stupid balloon a couple years ago, huh? It was looking for you. Wait a minute. Somebody from Ireland was telling me they closed school because it was so hot the other day. Is that for real, Chad? People were saying it was very hot. Tans was saying it was hot where she was at in England. Oh, that whole thing was stupid. This Chinese spy balloon just wafted across the country. Oh, Paula, that's why. Yeah, clowns are us, Jim. Oh, not in England, New England. Oh, I was going to say, England doesn't swing that extreme, but yeah, New England. I forgot. You're up in where? Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine? Yeah, floated over Montana. Didn't they wait for it to get all the way to the Atlantic? You're right, Blondie. I don't think any Denver public school has air conditioning. New Hampshire, that's right. Paula, where are you? You told me, where are you? Uh-oh, Paula, you know what that means, right? You told me your stats. And you're only an hour away? Honey. You need to come up 25. And we need to go out to eat. My treat. No intentions. It'd just be fun to meet you. We'll even pull you on a live for a minute if you're willing. Yeah, when I moved to Duluth, Blondie, Duluth, Minnesota had some old cool school buildings made out of not just brick, but quarried stone. I love them old schools. Minnesota has a bunch of those handcrafted, beautiful turn-of-the-century schools. I don't like seeing those get torn down. Not at all. Science classrooms with oak and glass cabinets. Some people, when they do, they buy all that stuff in an auction before they wrecking ball it. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Hi, Avita. That'd be cool, baby Ghosty. I was talking to Nate was trying to ask where you were from, and I forgot. What state are you in, baby? Paula, I'm sorry. I assumed you were single. My bad. I respect a marriage and a relationship, absolutely. But it's cool that you're nearby. Yeah, I wish we could do a group meetup. That would be awesome. That would be fun. That's right. Indiana, you did tell me that. No, Paula, sure am I. I wish we could do it. Where's the water park? Is that Statesboro or Waynesboro? There's a water park at one of those two places. Thank you, Ghosty, but I did not. God did. He uses us all as part of the process. And I'm honored that he used me, but thank God, not me. I have never been to either. Savannah would be fun down at the waterfront. Thank you, Paula. I feel like sometimes the spirit is moving and I just go with it. If I don't feel I have anything to say, I literally will either just make shorts and do something else. Pearl Jam, I never got into Black Sabbath. I was more into the hair bands. I have a weird mixture. I was into ELO, but I got in the 80s, Duran Duran, In Excess, The Fix, David Bowie. But then I have the old school, Fleetwood Mac, ELO, Alan Parsons, America, Kansas, Moody Blues. My interests are rather eclectic, broad, and varied. Hurry back, Mr. Russell. Southern architecture. Then the house that was used for Gone with the Wind, that's still there, isn't it? Tara. Oh, Depeche Mode, yes. Thomas Dolby. He's known for She Blinded Me with Science, but he had fantastic music that never made the radio. Europa and the Pirate Twins, one of our submarines, Oceania. Oceania is a beautiful piece of music with him and a lady in it, singing about the marsh areas of the UK. Very cool song. Thompson Twins, yes. And the one-hit wonders, Mungo Jerry, In the Summertime. You talk about some weird dressing. He had a mesh shirt on and a girl scarf around his neck and mutton chops. But I love that song. Starbuck. Moonlight feels right. Pearl Jam, I like so much of Duran Duran. Union of the Snake, Wild Boys, Save a Prayer, Planet Earth, Tel Aviv. There's a Tiger. Tiger. They had a lot of them. Rio. Shadows on Your Side. Absolutely, Pearl Jam. Hey, Gail, how are you? He designed my childhood home. Who did, Blondie? I'm missing stuff because of chat, and I'm eating and talking. ELO and Duran Duran, really? I did not know that. Moody Blues were from Birmingham. Wow. Nights in White Satin. Nights in White Satin. Never reaching the end. Letters I've written, never meaning to send. This is Jerry Rafferty. Jerry Rafferty was awesome. Baker Street. Not familiar with David Bernavita. What genre? Really, Blondie. Now that's cool. Hello, Angela. How are you? I forced myself to sit down because I like to eat like a horse. And because I have this on, it's forcing me to take a bite instead of eating like a pig. I need to practice stuff like that. Hello, Colette. Talking Heads were good, yep. I love them, but he's a jerk. Who's a jerk? What's Isala Chi? Hello, Edwin, how are you? That's good, Angela. Welcome to this evening's Saturday Evening Post. We had a barn burner rainstorm when I started this. Now the sun's out. I don't know what all that means. Oh, okay. See, I never knew the band members. The song that Talking Heads is most known for me was What the We're in for nasty weather, burning down the house. High school days. We were in Phoenix, we had a track meet. We stopped by a shopping center to go eat. We saw a place that sold tape cassettes, and I went and bought that dang Talking Heads Burning Down the House and played it on my boombox on the bus. Everybody was happy. Mike, turn it up! of the restaurant where hubby is chef has them making frog legs this special night. I had frog legs, Blondie, in Denver at a Vietnamese restaurant with my Filipino friend. She suggested we order them. I said, I'm game. I've never tried them. They were tasty. I have to say, I was impressed. They were good. Tastes like chicken. Yummy, fried and buttered. Hello, Jamie. Jamie is our ad hoc humor in the chat. So if you see him clowning, don't be offended. Jamie is our resident comedian. Frog legs. Yeah, they're good. I only had them once, but I never forgot the taste. I'm going to go get seconds. Got to fatten up my tummy. Ooh, I'm getting a little gut, too. Not bad for 60. Isn't that funny? We grow to like somebody and then you find out in real life they're not nice. Like David Curry. I didn't know who he was. I remember years ago when I was in high school, there was a kid at Greenway High School in Phoenix Metro, one of the burbs. First high school kid to break the 4-minute mile at 3:59, and he did an 8:59 2-mile. He was a senior when I was a senior. Everybody talked about Jeff Canada. Tall guy, he did not look like a runner. He's very tall. And people said, Mike, that's Jeff Canada. And we had was it a invitational? I said, are you the Mr. Canada? He goes, I am Prescott. I said, nice to meet you. I've heard about your stats. Impressive. He was very nice to me, but everybody told me he was stuck up and rude and they didn't like him. But I approached him kindly and he wasn't rude to me at all. I was right next to him. He towered over me. When that gun went off just before, he said, nice talking to you, Prescott. Good luck. I said, you too, sir. Thanks. And keep on, man. When that gun went off, Jeff Canada was like a greyhound. And then here comes the rest of us. 8:59 2-mile. My best 2-mile broke the school record, 1985, Paradise Valley, Arizona, flat paved track, 9:54. For me, that was all I got. I remember Coach Carter, every time I come around, you're running like a girl, Nelson. I remember I was running so hard. I felt like a steam engine with all the valves open, like a ship. I've got all the coal I'm throwing on this thing. I get done with the race, and I do my walk down, and Coach catches up, and he said, Mr. Nelson, you could have done better. I said, Coach, I gave that as much coal as I could. And with a serious face, he said, Mr. Nelson, 9:54 2-mile, you broke the school record. I said, what? You're saying I'm running like a girl? I turned around, I had so much, I went off on him in a good way. He goes, I was trying to get all I could out of you, Mike. I was trying to make you mad. I said, well, it worked. 9:54. I was pleased. When I ran that race, I remember as I ran that race, I said, and I didn't know what my time was. I thought, I am giving this one everything I've got. I cannot go any faster than this. And I knew I finally hit my wall. My last race, that Arizona night in Paradise Valley, I grabbed the school record at 10:24 my junior year. At the end of my junior year in track, I broke the record at 10:12. Then I smashed it at 9:54 my senior year. So I held the record for 3 years. My friend who was a junior was a Mormon. Especially after I became a Christian, he had anger. He said, I'm going to beat Mike. It's funny, when I became a Christian, my friends all split. And Tom was trying to sell me Mormonism. I said, no, sir. He broke it a year after I was out. I couldn't do it now, Vita. I couldn't do it now. But I got to enjoy the limelight for a minute. One thing that bothers me is even looking back at my teen years, we're pretty self-centered. And I have one regret. I never took the time to write the Prescott Courier, and the guy that did the sports for the high school did a damn good job on us. My picture was in the paper, the stats were in the paper, and he wrote good articles. Mike Nelson, front runner, leads Prescott with a smashing of the school record. I mean, I never thought then to take the time and said, thanks for giving us a favorable press. Look at what the media is doing today. Look at and the Prescott Courier is gone. I worked there. I was a bundle driver. I took the bundles as they came off the presses, the back room, loaded up my 72 Dodge, delivered them around Prescott for the carriers. Rubber band, roll them up, rubber band them, and throw them. I remember meeting a Pentecostal couple. He had a four-wheeler, or three-wheeler, the ATC, with the basket, or the wagon on the back. Man, he had fun. They invited me to their church. Men wore slacks, polished shoes. The women wore dresses and buns there, and I went there one night. Oh my, was that a different experience. Holy rollers. But they were nice people. I didn't feel comfortable in the church, but they were nice people. Chicken fajitas, that sounds good. We got a restaurant nearby me that sells fajitas across the border. Shrimp, chicken, steak. It's got the peppers, onions, the mushrooms. And the sides are the guacamole, the avocado, the refried beans, the Spanish rice, and then the tortillas. And I don't eat the tortillas, but if I bring a date, a restaurant date, we'll get the two fajitas together, $21.95, and there's so much food in that. They bring those sizzling skillets, and I'm like, man, that's really a value. For two people to go out to dinner, and a fajita is $21.95, that is a bargain, and you are full after that. The other restaurants don't have that. That Mexican restaurant is good. Do you, Paula? Jamie, you are a mess. I'm calling the psychiatrist. That's so stupid. No, they banned the three-wheelers because they said they were unsafe. Man, I was in middle school in Mammoth. I had a friend who had one. There was snow all over the ground. Mike, you want to ride it? I said, yeah. I was always cautious. I didn't try to go airborne with the thing, but I got to feel it. And I just rode around, I was just having a good time. And they got rid of them. The ATV was what they were, or ATC is what they were called. Then they came out with the ATV. They got rid of the three-wheelers because they were dangerous. To me, three-wheelers were an adult tricycle with an engine. You can't go around a curve hardcore, you're going to flip it. But I thought they were fun. 7, 8, 9. Didn't you guys see the movie Constipated yet? Jamie, you're a mess. I don't know what a spider motorcycle is. They got those slingshots here. Those are big, but they're worthless because if you got bad weather, well, the winter you're gonna drive them. And they're low. Boy, a pickup, a car could run right over that and crush you. They're cool looking. They go downtown Broad Street when I go down to the Soul Bar, and they light up to the music. Nobody saw the movie Constipated, huh? Yeah, it hasn't come out yet. All right, Jamie, have a good one. Be safe. I've never heard of Editors, Pearl Jam. Where are you at? Slightly? Oh, it poured here. Poured. Yeah, Angela, yesterday I was waiting outside the gate for somebody to pull up and unlock and open it so we go to work. I did that video, Friday, we're in love, I'm in love. Threw out some good stuff. The 90s had some good music. REM, the Sundays, the Cranberries. So kiss me. That was just good music, good, easy listening, melodic, harmonious, clean music. We get into the 2000s, and everything changed. Everything. Well, that's sixpence none the richer. Mister, moon it. Man, shiny happy people. I love that song. I love the group, the church. REM. That's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight. losing my religion. The church under the Milky Way, oh, good stuff. Shoot, didn't Pearl Jam come out in the 90s? So let's talk about Kurt Cobain. I never got into his music ever. Nirvana was not my thing. I only knew of them because I drove the school bus. One year I got a bus that had a stereo in it, and the high school kids were happy about that. So I'd put it on the Duluth pop station. Turn it up, Mike, that's Cobain. Like, ooh, I cannot get into this guy. The 90s generation loved Kurt Cobain. All in him. They had the grunge music. Hi, Corn. Yes, it is. I've heard of Out of the Grave. I don't know what they sound like. Bad mother finger. I've never heard of that. We are in the Internet of Information. We'll soon be transitioning into the Internet of Value or the blockchain. I'll tell you what, Chris. I don't believe the mark is going to come until the church is gone, which will be sometime in the tribulation. I've heard of Soundgarden. Best drummer all time, I was told, was the drummer from the group Rush. Limp Bizkit. Hold up, I'll let you guys chat. I'm going to wash up my dishes and put the leftovers away. That was a good chow. That's good chow. Friday, I would love. All right, gotta catch up. Love the Doors. Loved a few songs from Van Halen. Hey Who. I liked Bob Dylan. A lot of people make fun of him, but I drove school bus in Hibbing and I drove right down Bob Dylan Way and by his old house where he lived, grew up in. Never heard of that, Pearl Jam. There's a lot of music today I'm not familiar with. Bob Zimmerman, that's right. Bob Dylan was criticized and laughed at by Hibbing culture. They booed him off the stage as a high school student at Hibbing High School, where I dropped off high school kids. And I chuckle. There's a classic example of a town with a mindset. Bob Dylan went on to become something. The prevailing culture in Hibbing thought they were the definition of cool. It's a mining town. It's a battered women town. It's an alcoholic town. Bob Dylan left it. So who's the one that's laughing? Is he really? 82, wow. Was not an Adele song. Pearl Jam, are you male or female? Yeah, I don't recall hearing about Bob Dylan and scandal and bullcrap, you know? He lived a pretty quiet life above all. You go to the Hibbing Library, where I was obsessed with going after my morning routes when I got all hooked up on Hong Kong. Jeez. You go in and the display case right inside the front door has a mannequin of him and a couple of mementos. That's it. The town never really grabbed on to him. And the Greyhound Bus Origin Museum is there too. Greyhound started in Hibbing, Minnesota. Oh, well, nice to meet you, Tony. I'd seen you come in before. I never knew. I assumed you were male, but I thought I better ask. Never heard of that. Cornbread. See, some of you younger folks are exposed to different things. I admit, I try to keep up with things, but I'm somewhat stuck in the past. I admit it. The 70s and 80s are comforting to me. We all have an inner child. We all have a pacifier. Old music soothes me. Old buildings, history of old buildings and cool stuff. I want to run back to that time when buildings had foundations, when buildings were just, you knew they were going to be there forever. Hi, Summer. How are you? What's a coda, Pearl Jam? And that's all right. What is a coda? You're obviously up on your music, which I'm impressed with. You haven't heard of them either. Blondie, we have a station here called Bob FM, and they have one in Spokane. You're tuned to Bob FM. Did you know? Man, I told that guy, don't call me. I hope it didn't interrupt the stream. Let me know if you can still hear me. Somebody called me on Discord and I just told them today, you've got to message me because if I'm alive, it'll screw it up. I don't like iPhone. It's not as good as it cannot do two things without screwing up something. I don't know why. 70s, 80s, early 90s for me. I didn't realize Elvis did return to sender when I did my little thing and flung the envelope in the air in my little short. There was good music. 50s, 40s. The 40s had the big bands. 30s. Oh my gosh, Gershwin. Da, 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 da. And that piano, Rhapsody in Blue, Porgy and Bess. I love classical. How many of you like classical music? Oh, thank you, Colette. I get bothered when I tell somebody don't do something and they do it. I'm going to chew his butt out. I'm going to chew his butt out. Yeah, I love classical. I like Tchaikovsky, Mussorgsky, Dvorak. Dvorak's music makes me think of being in a sailboat or an old sailing ship in a classic Atlantic full-blown storm. Dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun. And the drums come in and you just, the waves, and the ship is, oh wow. It just conjures up cool imagery. Debussy is one of my favorites. He's French. He thought his music was rubbish. Clair de Lune was awesome. Beau Sur, I can't say it right. That music was on Night Sounds with Bill Pierce. His program would start off with that music and it was haunting and beautiful. Oh, I'm sorry. I was getting ready to go. Man, I'm going to get you for that. Thank you. You butt dialed me. Oh my gosh. I remember when I was in Denver and somebody's phone go off and he answered and he said, the sales guy just butt dialed me. I said, butt dialed? I never carry my phone in my back pocket. Never. I forgive you, Nate. I was like, why is he calling me? I told him not to. I am so sorry. I just assumed you deliberately didn't. Do you think it has? Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate that and welcome. Nate, I'm sorry. I hope you're not mad. I was like, I didn't say, I'm like, why is he calling me? I told him not to do that. But an accident, my gosh, I'm sorry. I've had people, Nate, I apologize, I've had people call me when I told them don't call Tess. And there's several. One, I got mad at her, so I said, you know what? I told you, don't call me. I'm going live. I will call you this weekend. Half an hour into the stream. Rings, goes to voicemail, and the stream just goes. No, you didn't. I think it did a brief hiatus and was back to normal. And there is Mike. The iPhone will not fit in my pocket. Let's show you what I got. So I got this thing. This is my holder. And I take this clip. And I clip that to my belt and waist. And I flip the phone screen to face this way. Nothing can be butt dialed. But it's never on my butt, never in my pocket. iPhone's too big. Now my flip phone, I'd have it in my left front pocket. Why is YouTube censoring messages, Chris? You guys aren't saying anything across any lines. Hey, Lewis, how are you? Saturday in the park. Yeah, I agree with you, Colette. I think the internet, well, the internet for me, I don't have to buy music. No records, no tapes, no CDs. I favorite all my stuff in YouTube. No, Nate, thanks for saying that. Because I was going to get off the stream and say, Nate, I asked you not to call. I wouldn't have screamed, but I told you. No, thank you for letting me know. It's all good, brother. See, how do you put your phone in your back pocket? These things are too big for that. I can't do it. Sounds like you're going to have a fun concert. Is there a cover charge or anything? I noticed that Discord will ring. Some of my apps, I don't sign out. They just are open. But I turn my phone, all my ringers and alerts are off. I go to bed. I don't want to hear bleep, ping, boing, bing, boom, boom. All that crap. That'd be so funny if you could set all your tones to stuff. Somebody irritating calls or text, it sounds like dripping water. AI bothers me, Pearl Jam, because it's not real. I don't like it. I did not, and I need to. Part of me is being a minimalist right now. I really want to get rid of the truck. It runs good, but the AC, I gotta, I tried to put in a new blender motor, it didn't work. So I have to take it apart. And when it's hotter, I don't feel like getting upside down on the floor of my truck, pulling all that crap apart to put the old part out just so the thing will switch to the cool side. It's so stupid. Give me my 66 Ford. Hand crank roll down windows. And the guy was not getting along with the receiving, has a 90 or an 80 Chevy. He didn't come in Thursday or Friday. I'm like, where's Joe? Oh, his truck broke down. I said, oh my gosh. I mean, that's the one you can work on. That guy had a girlfriend move into his house out in the country. He put her name on the title because he said, if anything happens to me, I want you to get the property. Well, they broke up. But before they broke up, Hurricane Helene came. She was home and got the insurance check. Put it in the bank. Took the money and had a small house built on his property. He couldn't get his own place fixed. It lifted the roof off and set it back down, but it leaked. I said, wow, that is one hell of a girlfriend, huh? So they're not an item. They got joint money in a bank account with both their names. He can't pull his out without her signature. Now he just moved in another girlfriend who's got white hair. She and him are younger than me. They both look much older than me. He said he's in arrears on his property taxes. He's got donkeys and chickens and goats. And I said to him, I wasn't rude. I said, how'd you do this? He goes, I was trusting. And that started to make me realize why he's so arrogant at work. He's overcompensating because he's made nothing but mistake after mistake. Wow. Crazy. Exactly, Colette. Exactly. And that is why you don't move a girlfriend into your house, and you do not. Boyfriend and girlfriend, you don't put the other one on the title, nothing. There's somebody that I trust. We got each other on the bank. I'm on hers, she's on mine. It's a safeguard. Something happens to me, she gets it. Something happens to her, I get it. Still going to be taxed because it's not a relative. Dana, he was raised in a Christian school and claims to be born again. And I've noticed he's had nothing but disasters hit him. He got real sick. He coughed the other day and I'm like, whoa, that sounded bad. He was out for days on that one. You know, I'm not we're getting along now, and I've been praying. Said, God, help him to wake up. The girlfriend he just moved in's got white hair. He drove to work, she took the truck to run errands. So that's why I saw her. She looks 20 years older than me. He told everybody, yeah, her mom kicked her out of the house, so I moved her in with me. Wait a minute. She's in her 50s. Mom kicked her out. I see red flags everywhere. Oh, Nate, I got a good one for you. I was married 14 years. 2 years into our marriage, I got our taxes filed. We got the federal refund. And then we didn't get to Colorado. And Colorado's quick. One day I get a thing in the mail under my name. Your refund has been withheld due to a debt owed this agency. I'm like, what agency? So I called Colorado State. Mr. Nelson, you're good. Did you check with the IRS? I said, well, the state refund never got to me. He says, well, we sent it out. Michael, let me get the IRS number. Called the IRS. Mr. Nelson, your social. Hey, you're good. Well, wait a minute. Mr. Nelson, did you file joint? I said, yes. Do you have your wife's social? Yeah. Mr. Nelson, all that I can tell you, and she will need to call us, but she owes $15,000. I'm like, what? Mr. Nelson, if you want to get power of attorney, she has to sign off before I can discuss. She needs to make payment arrangements immediately because we are going to be garnishing wages. I was pissed. I called her at her job. I said, hey, what is this? She called. In 1989 and 1990, she didn't have any withholdings. Her husband told her, oh, don't have any withholdings, you get more money on your paycheck. It didn't dawn on her, yeah, you're not paying your taxes. So when you file your taxes, you're going to get dinged. I said, wait a minute. You got degrees, you're an LPN, did he file them? Well, he said he did. I said, did he ever show you the copies? No, I trusted him. I said, you have to sign on that. Her husband never filed the taxes for 89 and 90. So they saw her withholdings from her thing from the law firm. Interest and penalties compounded daily. I paid it with all my money over 2 years. Absolute crazy. That woman left so many messes. And that's why if I date a woman and she's in debt, I won't date her. She got all this credit problems, I won't date her. Because I'll end up with the mess. No. HE double hockey sticks, no. I talked to Tina today, who lived in this house. We did a video call and her hair is angelic white. I said, wow, Tina, your white hair actually looks good on you. I said, you teased me about being older than me, Tina. She goes, I know, I guess I got payback, huh? Blondie, it's sad, but it seems like we have to do that. I'm a firm believer. I said for years, if I love a woman, what's mine is ours. Today, you got to be careful about that. Hey, Nate, you enjoy the concert, man. Good for you. You'll be sitting there rocking in your seat. What is it? I'm gonna go outside for a minute. I'm down to 85. I've got it plugged in, but I was yakking on it. Outdoors. Well, that's cute. I wanted the plug, not the jack. Stupid. Why? I gotta replace that receptacle. I'm getting sick of that. Falls out of the top one and vice grip on the bottom. Dumb. That outlet's crappy. I've got a bunch of new ones in the drawer. Gotta turn off the power and replace it. Junk. I hate that. You plug something in, you go to pull it, it's like got an alligator death grip on the plug. Don't understand that. Let's go see what it's doing outside. I want to see the sky. I love looking at the sky when there's thunderheads. Oh, look at that. It's clear blue to the south. Oh, but they're all around us. Look at that. But that thunderhead's sitting over there. Oh, yeah. Now that's cool. The puddles finally evaporated or sunk in. Now the birds are happy. They all got their worm and they are singing away. Congratulations, Blondie. That's something to be proud of. Colette, you're right. Look at my poor blooms. They're short-lived. That's sad. They all bloomed and they're all drooping now. Poor things. They don't last long. Both of these things bloomed so beautifully this year, or last year was this one. I need to clip that. Look at all the mosquitoes. Good night. I better get out of here. They're huge ones too. Look at how wet it is. I'm curious to know how much. I know we got a couple inches out of that. Dang. Right on, Pearl Jam. Nate, have fun at the show. Enjoy it. Thanks for coming in and telling me you redeemed yourself, bro. Joke. I posted a picture of my post on YouTube of the Fiji lady. Her and her husband are nice folks. They said, Mike, come here. I take a picture of you with my wife. I'm not going on the front porch. There's too many people across the street and they're all out at the edge of the driveway. I don't know what they're doing. The weekend, a whole lot of cars go over there and they're all hang out. I'm not afraid, but I don't like to have conversations where other people can hear them. So we'll take it in the room. Wow, is that yard wet? It was wet when I mowed it. We had a couple day break in the rain, but it's so saturated. Awesome, though. We needed it. I ran into a lady friend that would bring me Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas dinner at the flea market. She jumped right out in front of my truck. I thought it was somebody else from transportation because she had a ball cap on. She jumps up, runs up. She opens her mouth. I said, oh my gosh, Nicoya, I didn't know that was you. It was so funny. Hey, Colette, If you get a chance, under my heading on YouTube of videos, not shorts or lives, did you see the one of the flea market? I just did it. The old one is not my regular. The new one is. But I went to the old, and I was down the side where a lot of the vendors aren't present. Was showing some things. Who is the greatest? Lord? Well, Jesus Christ, if you're asking on a spiritual level. Oh, Lord of the Flies or Lord of the Rings? Oh, Lord of the Dance. Michael Flatley, of course. I'm going to stick up for the Irish. That was some good dancing. Wow, Blondie, I didn't know you guys had all that working against you. I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm glad it hasn't, jolted your marriage out of transmission. That's good. I won't believe what? Tell me, fire away. Really? Lord of the Dance 1? Absolutely. I read Lord of the Flies. Hold on. The only book of the trilogy I have, my neighbor gave it to me. My neighbor on the east of me. I've read this, but I need to read it again. This was one of my favorite books in school. Bilbo Baggins. His little hobbit house. I remember when they had that dinner in there. That is my favorite part of the book. An unexpected party. I love all the little maps in here. That's so cool. I remember when they were in that dark forest. The dark forest. Desolation of smog. And I remember when Bilbo finally decided, we're never going to know when we're out of here. I need to climb up the tree. And he looked out and he could see the treetops forever. You know, Alan Parsons had a song called Lucifer. I didn't listen to that one. I like the Turn of a Friendly Card album. You know, Colette, I can't dance Irish jig, but I love the music. Swallowtail jig. There's a woman in Colorado that did the violin to that with the lake in the background. Can't remember her name. I've got it in my favorites. Oh, that makes me just get up. Dun, 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 dun. I can't even do the music, but it's wonderfully done. Yes, Pearl Jam. Look. Gandalf. Remember Gollum? Yes. His S's were snaky. Snaky. I never read, though. I never read the others. John Ronald Reuel Tolkien was born on January 3rd, 1892 in Bloemfontein, South Africa. Really? I thought he was born in the UK. After serving in the First World War, he embarked upon a distinguished academic career and was recognized as one of the finest philologists in the world. He was a professor of Anglo-Saxon at Oxford, a fellow of Pembroke College and a fellow of Merton College until his retirement in 1959. He is, however, beloved throughout the world as a creator of Middle-earth and the author of such classic works as The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. He died on September 2nd, 1973 at the age of 81. Wow. Fellowship of the Rings, The Two Towers, The Return of the King. The Hobbit was just different. I could not, when I tried the Fellowship of the Rings, I'm like, I can't get into this. It was so different. Interesting on that, Blondie. Your mom had some insight. Yeah, I thought he wrote all that from the UK. You know who one of his contemporaries were? Pearl Jam, another prolific author. They were contemporaries and they spoke to each other quite a bit, had a friendship. Let's see if you know who it is. That goes for anybody. Anybody know who one of his closest friends was? Also a prolific author. Colette, did you go there? Did you go to the movie set? C.S. Lewis, right on. C.S. Lewis, Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. He wrote a lot of books. Mere Christianity. He had a fanciful story of a bus ride into hell. Sheesh. The Screwtape Letters. He's a very smart man. Pearl Jam, I've always had a very soft spot for the UK because I feel like somewhere, obviously, I have Irish, but my relatives way back are from there, that area somewhere. I do not like what woke, starmer, and idiots are doing to the UK. It angers me. There's nothing wrong with having Caucasian culture as part of diversity. And that bothers me, that these politicians are trying to wreck it and force us to embrace cultures that, well, some of the aspects of those cultures I will never embrace. Never. Were they really Pearl Jam? Yeah, it costs money. I thought about it, but it's like $150. I was not willing to shell out $166 for a damn power window switch for my truck. I can put the right side down with that button and my driver's down with my button. I can put them both up with the both buttons on my side. Truck is 27 years old. And unlike my 95, it wasn't as well built. Trucks today are Dixie cups. They're throwaway. No good. Found this at the flea market a while ago. Love that. Anybody in here from Pennsylvania? Thought somebody was earlier. Blondie, I've heard of that. That stuff's pretty cool. My mind is wild. What if I got the DNA testing? And the people that do the DNA testing said, oh my gosh, they run the labs and somebody says, also I need to talk to you. What is it? Michael Nelson sent in a request for DNA tests. Do you know his blood matches this person? What? Yeah, remember, we've all been put on notice if there was anybody who had a match. They were to be notified immediately. And wouldn't it be cool if I found out I was related to royalty or somebody significant and I was ushered into a whole different world? Oh, yeah. Castle time, baby. I got me a rook. Boom. I'm moving to Cobb, Ireland. I can stare out over the Atlantic. Hello, little Leslie. How are you? I don't want any more family members. Shoot, I don't know any of my real family. No, I'm not familiar with that. Is that on YouTube? Buy a small ship. Wouldn't that be fun? The cost to run it would be way beyond what I could afford. I'm disappointed because I think I've read every one but one. Every one but one. Oh, I do have this here. I forgot. I bought this at the Tattered, or the Book Tavern down by Solvar. I gotta try to crack into this. I bought it, so I might as well read it. Oh, the prologue goes back into The Hobbit concerning pipeweed. Pipeweed. Is that pot? The Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring. What? What is this? Okay, so this is called The Lord of the Rings. But this is The Hobbit. This is The Fellowship. Okay. Part 1. I'm confused. Somebody's going to have to explain this to me because it starts off with the whole first couple of chapters of this. What's going on here, folks? I'm ignorant. Oh, gosh. And it's diesel. So it'd be expensive. A sailboat. Yeah. I'm 60. Stephen, I'm not going to play that game. I love the ocean. But I have a fear the minute I get out there, God will send 100-foot waves and that'll be the end of it. He wrote The Hobbit first. But why is this book starting off Old Tom Bombadil is a merry fellow. Bright blue his jacket is, and his boots are yellow. Fair lady, said Frodo again after a while, tell me if my asking does not seem foolish. Who is Tom Bombadil? He is, said Goldberry, staying her swift movements and smiling. Frodo looked at her questioningly. He is as you have seen him, she said in answer to his look. He is the master of wood, water, and hill. Then all this strange land belongs to him. No, indeed, she answered, and her smile faded. That would indeed be a burden, she added in a low voice, as if to herself. That's a trip. Brilliant men. So you read it, Russell? Yeah, I read The Hobbit. And he conquered Smaug, did he not? He didn't know he had the One Ring for years and years. What is this? So somebody's bragging about masturbating and doing it with somebody's mama. Where is that? I'm going to hide that. Bye, KK. KKK. Get out. You're sick. Get a rope, find the nearest tree. Okay. Who's this? Somebody suggesting I hang myself is the one who needs the counselor. They took our gerbs. Well, I just took you out of chat. Bye, Felicia. The clown's mama must have told them to get out of the basement and find something to do. Now they're pissed. The trolls have been rustled out of their slumber and they're angry at the world. They're coming from the nether basement world into the real world of adults and gonna smart off. That's right, Pearl Jam. No, because I only read this and I never saw any of the movies. This is all I read. The Hobbit. Yeah, Carol, because school's out. So are the clowns. Do I need to change it back to... They seem to come in groups, too. Blondie, what state are you in? They're out here in Georgia. It's over. Paul, how old are you and what state are you from? Hi, Melissa. I like C.S. Lewis, Chronicles of Narnia. I read all of them. Prince Caspian, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. Oh my gosh, were those good books. Couldn't put them down. I remember Reapy the Mouse. Oh, what a name. No, I don't have a TV. 57 from Alabama. Okay. Well, welcome, Paul. I saw a grown man, didn't know if you were trolling or not. Yeah, Aslan is definitely portraying Christ. They did. Schools start out here around August 4th. Denver starts a couple weeks before Labor Day. When I was a kid, when I lived in Mammoth, we started after Labor Day. We didn't get out until almost mid-June. Yeah, gas. When I topped up my truck yesterday, it was $3.68. So it went down. I was surprised. Usually Memorial Day, they jack it up even more. The Field by J.B. Keane. What's that about, Stephen? Yeah, I read the Screw Tape letters. They were definitely interesting. Got you, Jennifer. Speaking of music, one of my favorite songs, I think a lot of 80s kids could identify with, especially boys, Suburbs. 459. Is that for lowest unleaded? 615 in California. You know, California, Oregon, and Washington shoved so many taxes on the dang gas, it's not even funny. Ridiculous. Ginger chews. Life would not be the same without ginger chews. I can get it out of there. Carol, thanks for coming in. Have a good evening. Blue states charge the highest for gas. Fact. Hi, Jim. How are you? You didn't have 87 up there? Jennifer, it does suck because the greatest feeling of helplessness is watching blue states crumble and their voters laugh at us. Good, Jim. Went to the flea market, mowed my yard, raked it, Thunderstorm came in just blasting with rain. Jim, I don't understand what you said. You said some of the troopers are supposed to be getting 87. I'm lost. That's why I asked you. I thought it made it sound like you didn't have 87 octane. Lisa! But why? Yeah, Chris. Now it's $15 a pack, or $13 depending on where you are. Absolutely, Pearl Jam. Thanks for coming in and bringing us some facts that I didn't know. You have an awesome evening and come back again and see us. Tax, 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 tax. I had to sing a song called Tax. Good for you, Jennifer. That's awesome. $40. That's $2 a cigarette. Pearl Jam, thank you. Have a good one. Sleep well. Be safe. Feed the rich. It is. It's totally out of control. That's good, Blondie. That's always good news. No, Matthew, I can see them. At least I see whatever you wrote now. What did I catch? No, I didn't. What did I not catch, Jim? Oh, they're supposed normally 89. Oh, got you. They have to put lower grade in the cop cars. Okay, I follow you. Shoot, I better hang it up and get some shut-eye. Tomorrow's Sunday already. How to be independently wealthy so you're not on a work schedule anymore. Written by Michael Nelson. Find a way to make yourself famous so that everything you own is worth a small fortune. This was a Hobbit book that Mike held in his hand. I'll pay $1 million for it. Cool. I'll sell it. I'll sell it. I'll go get another copy and touch it. And you can have that for $2 million. Matthew, I'm going to tell it now. Problem is, when people are addicted, they'll just spend more money. That's what kills me. I remember in California as a kid, this struck me as a child. I was running loose at the swap meet. Guy was selling stuff. He had an oxygen tank at his side, and he had the hole here. And he's smoking. Wow, that's truly an addiction. Really an addiction. You got emphysema, you got the hole here. Hey, SR Nation, I haven't seen you in a minute. How are you? Lisa, I hope you're right, because I want it. Thank you, SR. I appreciate that. Hey, Og. I'm all right. How are you? You too, SR. Kia ora iho. What? All right, guys, you're going to kill me. Everybody wants to talk, and I got to go. My eyes are starting to get heavy. I need sticks to prop them up. But you guys have a good evening. Northern Ireland. There has to be an Og in Northern Ireland. Smoking Santa. Jeez. Hey, Melissa, thank you. Yeah, no bed bugs in my house. Thank you, God. Good night, all of you. Thank you, Leslie, Colette, everybody. And you guys have a good one. Till next time.